Hey y'all, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. So today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to come and talk to you about something that's been weighing heavily on my heart since I learned about it a few days ago. So I just found out one of my childhood friends, who's like a sister to me, a year older than me. I'm 59 years old, so she's 60. I just learned that she had triple bypass heart surgery. Let me say that again. Not double, but triple bypass heart surgery. Let me give you a little context behind it and how it came to be. I don't have all the details. This is just what was shared with me. She had been having some issues with her health. She had been going back and forth to the doctor, trying to get help with something that was really troubling her. And she kept hearing, "Oh, your labs look fine. Nothing to see here. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine." And I'm sure many of you can relate to this, going to the doctor for something that has been troubling you, only to get dismissed, only to have them make you feel like you're being hyperbolic, because it's not that big of a deal, because after all, we're not seeing anything in the test, right? I've talked about this a little bit before, and I'm going to be talking about it even more. And the reason why I feel like we really need to be sounding the alarm on this, and so many places and spaces it needs to be talked about. We need to be talking about this in our chat groups. We need to be talking about this at the salon. We need to be pushing our politicians to set aside more money for research, because this needs to stop. We should not have to continue to be, as I said, dismissed and not taken seriously when our health is at risk. And I think the reason why I think it also needs to have more eyes on it is because of the connection to menopause. Because we know that with menopause, we become even higher risk. We become at high risk for, and I talked about this before also, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, diabetes. But cardiovascular disease, let me go back to that. 59% of Black women are at risk for developing heart disease after the age of 20. After the age of 20, right? And the fact that there's not enough conversation around it is very troubling. But I feel like we as a collective group, we can continue to just push it and push it and push it to the front, to the forefront, to where they can't ignore it. Y'all can tell I'm just really fired up about this, because it did not have to happen to her. She did not have to have emergency surgery for something that she had been trying to get help for months, and nobody was taking her seriously. We deserve better. We deserve better. And so I just wanted to bring this to y'all and share it with you, because like I said, it was just weighing so heavily on me. And I just wanted to know if any of you have have experienced cardiovascular disease, um, postmenopausal, or if you know someone who has experienced or is experiencing cardiovascular disease and what their experiences have been. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Let's definitely talk about it some more, okay? Thank y'all for letting me vent. And I hope we can continue to have more conversations around this. I love y'all. Peace. I wanted to add something else to this. Y'all, let's become super intentional about what we have control over. And what are some things we have control over? We have control over our thoughts. We have control over what we put in our bodies. And we have control over how we move our bodies and how often we move our bodies. Let's also start over-indexing on self-care. Because not only do we deserve it, but when we can start to control and mitigate our stress levels, all the other stuff doesn't hit us as hard, right? And I know it's easier said than done, but we have to start somewhere. Last thing. I'm calling on my prayer warriors right now. I would love it if y'all could go into your prayer closets and send up a few prayers for my girl, because she's got a long, hard road ahead of her towards recovery. And I know how much solace it would give her to know that she's got some prayer warriors out there who are pulling for her. Thank you so much. Love y'all.